OCO everyone, it's Philip A. Croson with iamCREATUREscience at iamCREATUREscience.com. iamCREATUREscience is now partnered with Chef Kai, cuisine extraordinaire of KT Foodies, to be the expert and guide you in the kitchen with meal preparation throughout your respective health journeys. Never let the unknown or lack of competency hinder you from healing your best self and discovering the innate creature in you again.
What's up, everybody? This is Chef Carb from KT Foodies. I'm here partnered with iamCREATUREscience, and today we're going to make some sauteed shrimp and some steamed vegetables. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make our garnish, which is going to be our salad. We already have our sauteed vegetables from our last meal prep that we're going to use for plating wise. And our salad is going to be kale and some cucumbers. Cannot go wrong with kale. Nice little rough chop and do just fine. Perfect. Looks good. Alright. Now cucumbers, go ahead and I'm just going to cut a couple slices. Now for me, for my salad, I want to cut them in like half circles just so I have more of an easier bite. And that's going to be ready for our salad. So now I'm going to show you guys how to steam green beans. What it is, there's two ways you can steam it. Right now I'm going to show you how to use it from our rice cooker. Another way you can use it is also getting a pot and a strainer, putting a little bit of water about halfway full of the pot, and having the strainer above with the green beans on top. So here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the edges, the end pieces of our green beans, just because they're inedible. You can eat them, but they kind of become more hard. I like to gather like a couple pieces together and just go ahead and chop them off, as long as they're like the same size. Of course, always wash your vegetables before you get started. It's not a big deal if you cut the end pieces off. One of my fun ways when I'm like watching a movie, I like to steam my green beans and keep the end pieces on. And then once they're done steaming, I pull and like snap the end piece and peel it off, and it has a perfect cut to opening the string beans and eating the pods out of it. So it's kind of a fun thing, but making pretty wise and restaurant wise, you want to go ahead and cut the ends off of them. And then once you get done cutting the ends off them, they look just like the canned green beans. Which we prefer you guys using the freshest of the fresh, because your body is your temple. And what you eat is what you're going to get out of it. A lot of canned goods just have a lot of preservatives in them. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. Alright. We got a good amount of string beans, excuse me. And once you get the hang of it, you can get like a pile of them and you can kind of get close to all the edges, and it does perfectly fine. Okay. Now, alright, now that I have this, ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and add water to our pot. I'm going to do the water about halfway of the pot. So my pot says 4 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2.5. And place my pot inside. And all rice cookers are the same, so this should just be very similar to your rice cooker at home. If you don't have a rice cooker at home, again, you can use your stove top, which is using a pot and a strainer. The same kind of technique. You're going to use halfway of the pot water, and you're going to have your strainer at the top of your pot. And you're going to place your strainer on the top of your pot with your green beans. Okay, boom. And once that's done, I like to add butter to my top part with salt, pepper, just to get the water and my green beans have that steaming, seasoned steam. So I got some salt, pepper here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this to a steam. Perfect. Now, last but not least, of course, is our nice and sauteed shrimp. So we're gonna go ahead and come over to the black top, and start our shrimp. Now, when I'm cooking my shrimp, I like to have it at a low medium heat just because I don't want to overcook our shrimp. A lot of people overcook their shrimp, which is no bueno. It gets chewy. It gets kind of like, it gets chewy. We don't like chewy. We like a nice consistency with it. So what I have here, I have some butter, vegan butter of course. I have some garlic. I have lemon pepper seasoning, Cajun seasoning, and onion powder. Salt, pepper as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my temperature on a nice medium heat first, because I want to go ahead and melt my butter. Now the amount of butter you want to use is about, I would say we could start off with like 1/4 of this. So let me get a knife. Let's cut this around this much. Okay. I have approximately this much shrimp. The butter, instead of oil, as I'm using, has more saturated fats and as well it gives you more flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that bad boy in there. Oh yeah, the pan is already hot. As you can see, the butter is melting and dancing. So once my butter comes to a melt, that's when I know that I can go ahead and add my shrimp. When cooking seafood already has like a saltiness to it, so I would be wise to be a little bit careful dealing with your salt, especially with your seasonings. Like you have different seasonings for, like you have garlic salt and you have onion salt and Sazon salt. Like when it says onion salt, that means that it has salt into it. So I wouldn't even add salt to your shrimp if you are making shrimp or some kind of seafood, because it can get salty really quickly. So now that I have my butter melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add my shrimp. There we go. Shrimp is very easy to tell when it's cooked. They become pink. So while they're in this skillet and starting to warm up, I'm going to go ahead and as well add my seasoning. So I have some Cajun and lemon pepper. Oh yeah, gotta have a balance. Use my hand just so I don't overstep the boundaries here with my beautiful shrimp. trust myself. It's all about trusting yourself when you're cooking. If you feel like it's a little bit too much, or like you feel like your food is getting done over well, turn it off. Guaranteed, you are correct. Onion, garlic salt right here. Add some pepper. Alright. So, you can hear the shrimp sizzling up in the pan. That's how you know that our heat is at a good temp. It's not overdoing it. I'm gonna add some of my garlic pieces just to enhance my garlic flavor. There we go. You don't need too much garlic on it. So now that I've seasoned them, I'm gonna go ahead and move them around. And you can see that it's turning pink instead of like a kind of gray off-white color. Alright, so now we're waiting on our shrimp. We're gonna go ahead and check our green beans and see if they are being steamed, if they're ready. Lift it up. Okay. It looks like the seasoning is still on the top. That's how I know that the steam has not yet been produced yet. So we're gonna go ahead and close it out. And it's still cooking to get ready. Now I can go ahead and add more butter to it. Again, you don't need too much butter. I'm just gonna add just a slither of it, right? By the time my butter melts, I'll probably wait like 2 or 3 more minutes, and then my shrimp should be perfectly done. Now with shrimp, again, the tastes of it can be very delicate, so you do not want to overpower with too much salt because it can get salty really quick. I'm smelling garlic, I smell butter. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice and good. The shrimp is done when it becomes pink. Like right now, I can pull my shrimp off. It's got a good color. I can smell the taste, the flavor. All right. Another way, if you're uncertain about it, you can lift one of your shrimps up and look in between from the tail, from the head, and see if it's as well pink and solid. If it's a solid color, you're good to go. Turn off my heat and get ready for plating. All right, so now that our shrimp is ready, we're gonna go ahead and put it with the rest of our wonderful dish. Season our salad with a little bit of salt and pepper. All right, just wait for our string beans. All right, so now that our string beans have been cooking for about 20 minutes, let's go ahead and check them in again. Oh yeah. I see that my color is a bright green, dark green color, and that is how I know it is perfect. So let's go ahead and plate it onto our dish. Oh yeah. We about to eat good tonight.